Good evening, everyone. I duly noted your comments that the voice was disabled. I hope that you can hear me now loud and clear. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me now. Awesome. Thank you, Saksham. I'll be reading out your comments from the phone, so do not mind if I keep on looking a bit down every once in a while because I'm actually, trying to gather your thoughts on the ongoing session. All right, if I'm audible, I already see that there are more than 50 people in the live stream, so I'll begin. So, this session is the start of a web series that we have planned for you, like a webinar series, and we'll try to cover everything that you might be right now concerned about, you might have questions around before starting your CAT preparation journey. My name is Kaushal, and I graduated from IIM Calcutta. I'm also an IT Delhi graduate, and I did score a CAT 99.97 percentile. So, a few years back, I was in the same shoes that you are currently in. Before starting my preparation, I also had a lot of thoughts, a lot of concerns, a lot of questions, a lot of comments, and here and there feedback from a lot of peers as well as seniors. So you hear a lot of things, you gather a lot of doubts, you're not clear about a lot of things before you start your journey. So I hope my webinar series is actually a bit informative for you before you make that call to start your CAT preparation journey and gives you the right amount of information before you actually begin on that path. This is the first session that we have here for you, and I hope it's a bit interesting and a bit inspiring for you as well. I will expect you to put your questions or any doubts that you might have in the comment box so that I can cover any or all concerns that you might have on this topic. 7 things you must know before starting your CAT 24 prep. Before we start, I would love if you can put in some doubts or concerns that you already might have so that we can take that up before I can actually start with my presentation. Waiting for your responses on this. Can we start studying from April and get 99 percentile? Our student is able to do an MBA. Hello, sir. I'm from non-engineering background, so I'm weak in the quant section. Especially, can you give some tips on like how to start? Can I prepare for both SSC and CAT, or should I focus any one? So many of us are in second year and we need little clarification for preparation. All right. So having low percentage in class in 10th and 12th, should we go for online coaching or offline coaching? Can we get into top IIMs? I graduated in 23 June and I have been working with Morgan Stanley since. Can I have MBA with work? All right. I'll be covering that a few of these questions in the later part of the session, but right now let's begin with what exactly the session is about, which is 7 things you must know before starting your CAT 24 prep. Well, the obvious thing is what exactly is CAT exam is the first thing that you should know. So what exactly is CAT exam? It is common aptitude, common admission test. Common admission test for what colleges? India's top B schools actually conduct an exam so that they get an entrance idea about the aptitude of the people that they will be admitting in the subsequent year. For that, they conduct CAT exam. It is conducted by different colleges on an year-to-year basis. Like this year, it is expected that IIM Calcutta will be conducting CAT exam. Second point that you must be aware of is what does the pattern and structure look like. I'd also recorded a video on this, which you can find on the iQuanta website, but just to cover the basics of it. What does the pattern and structure look like? So CAT exam basically asks 3 sections, which are verbal ability and reading comprehension, VARC, logical reasoning and data interpretation, LRDI or DILR, howsoever you want to put it, and QA, which is quantitative aptitude. 3 different sections. Each section carries almost similar weightage, but there are a few differences. VARC actually has 24 questions, 16 RC questions, and 8 questions on para-jumbles, para-summary, odd one out, and so on and so forth. Para-completion is also a part of it. And then there are 20 questions in DILR, which is basically 4 sets, roughly divided into 5 questions each from each set. And QA has 22 questions. Each of these is actually divided into 40 minutes. You cannot switch in between the sections, is what something that CAT does not allow. So it's unlike JEE, who you might have appeared for, a few of you. You cannot switch in between the sections. So you have to start with VARC, 40 minutes, 24 questions, then go to DILR, 20 questions, 40 minutes again, and then go to QA, 20 questions, 40 minutes again. Total 120 minutes and total 66 questions. For each of these questions, if this is an MCQ type, there are two types of answers, MCQ type and TITA type. What is TITA? TITA is type in the answer. MCQ is multiple choice questions. So for each of these questions, if it is an MCQ type, you get a +3 for a correct answer, you get a -1 for a wrong answer, and if you do not attempt that question, you get a 0 mark. But in TITA type, even if your answer is wrong, let's say the answer was 84, you marked 48, your answer does not get a negative point. A correct answer does get you a +3, and a wrong answer or an unattempted question in TITA type gets you a 0 mark. Third is what you should know before you start your CAT prep is what exactly is the syllabus for each section. The syllabus for at least quantitative aptitude is something that is defined because there are majorly 5 topics that quantitative aptitude covers, basically number systems, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and modern maths. At least in that, because the syllabus is defined, there's a very high chance that even if you are not, in touch with your quantitative or maths in general, since your 10th standard, it is completely fine, and you can raise your performance from 0 to 100 within 4 to 5 months of practice. However, in the other sections, VARC as well as in DILR, there is no set defined syllabus. So for VARC, you basically have to have a reading habit because there are 4 reading comprehension questions that are asked, plus there are a few para summary, para jumble, and para completion questions as well. So if your reading speed is good, you are able to attempt more and more questions, as well as you are in practice to actually comprehend what you are reading, is how you can start with your VARC section. In DILR, it's all a practice game, so you can, because there is again no defined syllabus, the questions can be from a range of varieties of topics. It can be from games and tournaments, it can be a set of puzzles, it can be from cubes, it can be ranging from data interpretation mixed with a bit of logical reasoning as well. So for that, how do we prepare? We basically do a lot of practice. The best way to practice is previous year papers. 2000 to 2014 is something that DILR used to be a bit easier. 2017 is another year when DILR was a bit easier, where you can start your practice from. And then if you have enrolled in iQuanta course, there is obviously gonna be a live session every week and 2 application classes every week, plus a set of assignments for you so that you get the right amount of practice for this section. Fourth question, where to study from? Like I saw multiple doubts here, that is offline coaching better and online coaching better? See, each of these come with their own merits and demerits. But having said that, online coaching is something that you might be able to prefer because it is more dynamic, it is more time effective. Offline coaching, you actually have to visit, while in online coaching, you can just sit down and take from anywhere if it's come to live session. And plus the dashboard assignments that we give out in iQuanta course, you can attempt it anytime. There's practice session being held, there's application session being held. So it becomes more convenient to have an online coaching. Plus it is, I think, rather cost effective to have online CAT coaching as well, because it is a bit cheaper than the offline set of things. Offline requires an entire infrastructure and everything for the coaching to set up. So it obviously costs more. And having said that, in online coaching, at least in iQuanta, you can also develop a peer-to-peer learning model where you can be a part of community who are preparing together with you. While in an offline coaching, you just sit down with those class. If you're not interacting much around with your class people, there might be, you're just sitting with them for those 2-3 hours when you're actually taking that live session. But in an online frame, at least in iQuanta, you become a part of a community where you can actually share information, where you can actually help each other in doubt solving, where you can actually help each other in understanding concepts, which I think is a much better preparation strategy, because group study already ensure ho jata hai us way mein. So that is something that is another merit of an online coaching as compared to offline coaching. Kis coaching mein jaएं? I think it is obviously your call to make, but having said that, iQuanta has a number of things that differentiates it from usual coachings. We have a basic non-engineering module, so I saw a couple of doubts on that as well. कि अगर मेरा क्वांट वीक है तो हाउ डू आई एग्जैक्टली स्टार्ट माई प्रिपरेशन. फॉर दैट वी हैव लॉन्च अ नॉन इंजीनियरिंग मॉड्यूल जहाँ पे वी हैव आइडेंटिफाइड 85 टॉपिक्स जो कि कवर करने ज़रूरी होते हैं फॉर योर कैट प्रिपरेशन. एंड इस पर हम लोग सिर्फ कंसेप्चुअल वीडियोज़ आपको नहीं देंगे. दैट दे विल बी 25 to 30 मिनट्स ऑफ लॉन्ग वीडियोज़ जहाँ पे एकदम एग्जैक्ट बेसिक्स से कवर किया जाता है 6 to 10th NCERT का सिलेबस, so that you develop a base before you start building that structure which is your CAT preparation journey. एक base strong हो जाए. तो non engineering videos is something that is very very new and I don't think anybody else is doing for people who are weak in quants, be it non engineering folks or be it even engineering folks who consider themselves weak in quant. Second, हमारी डुअल पेडागोजी. लाइव क्लास तो होती है, लाइव क्लास में आपको सिखा दिया जाता है, बट इट इज़ अनलाइक जेई और अनलाइक बोर्ड्स सिर्फ कंसेप्ट से काम नहीं होता है कैट प्रिपरेशन में. कैट प्रिपरेशन रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस. सो आफ्टर एवरी लाइव क्लास iQuanta ऑल्सो हैज़ अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन क्लास, जहाँ पे वट एवर हैज़ बीन कवर्ड इन द लाइव क्लास उस पर सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आते हैं दैट यू हैव टू डू इन अ टाइमली फैशन, और फिर उसका सोल्यूशन शेयर होता है सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट क्रिस्प एंड क्लियरली वेन एवर दैट सेशन इज हैपनिंग. तो लाइव क्लास से स्टार्ट किया एंड देन एप्लीकेशन सेशन पे गए. उसके बाद द नेक्स्ट डे यू ऑल्सो गेट अ प्रैक्टिस सेशन सो दैट जो आपने पिछले दिन पढ़ा था वो आप भूल नहीं गए हों. उस पर 10 से 20 क्वेश्चन आपको प्रैक्टिस भी कराए जाते हैं एज यू एनरोल इन द कोर्स एंड यू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ द कम्युनिटी दैट आई वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट अर्लियर. उसके बाद फॉर अ फ्यू मोर प्रैक्टिस आपको एक डैशबोर्ड असाइनमेंट मिलता है. वो डैशबोर्ड असाइनमेंट सेल्फ पेस्ड है, आप जब चाहे करना कर सकते हो, बट आई विल रिकमेंड दैट यू टेक इट अप राइट एज व्हेन द टॉपिक इज़ ओवर, सो दैट आपको एकदम अच्छे से वो टॉपिक प्रिपेयर हो जाए and there is no chance of you making a mistake, at least in that particular topic that you have covered. Uske baad there are plans to launch a marathon as well as some other assignments that you might take up for practice. And uske baad if you are a part of IIM ABC batch, आपको around 7,500 questions और मिलते हैं to prepare, roughly 2,500 questions each from each section, so that your preparation is full proof before you start your mock journey, which is roughly somewhere around mid-June to July. उसके अलावा iQuanta ने इस बार हैज़ मेड अ लॉट ऑफ एडवांसमेंट्स इन इट्स आई कैट मॉड्यूल, जो बेसिकली हमारे मॉक टेस्ट सीरीज़ हैं. बिकॉज हम लोग उसमें टेक टीम को बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्व कर रहे हैं, तो वो एकदम AI बेस बना दिया गया है, सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू रिलाई ऑन एक्सेल शीट टू एक्चुअली ट्रैक योर परफॉर्मेंस और योर मेट्रिक्स और एज कम्पेयर टू योर प्रीवियस मॉक्स एज वेल एज कम्पेयर टू द टॉपर इन एनी पर्टिकुलर मॉक. सो वेयर टू स्टडी फ्रॉम का ये आंसर था. ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन का मैंने आपको कंपैरिजन बताया ऑन अ समरी नोट, as well as how iQuanta's course is something that is really differentiated in the market. Fifth point, what is the ideal way to practice? Daily. Daily is the answer, क्योंकि अगर एक भी दिन छूटता है या फिर कपल ऑफ डेज अगर आप छोड़ देते हो प्रैक्टिस, तो हो सकता है कि वो टॉपिक आपके जहन से निकल जाए, आपके दिमाग से निकल जाए और आप थोड़ा उसमें फंबल कर जाओ when the actual D-Day starts or whenever the mock start as well. So the ideal way to practice is daily. एंड डेली तीनों सेक्शन को प्रायोरिटाइज रखना चाहिए, बिकॉज तीनों सेक्शन ऑलमोस्ट इक्वल वेटेज के आते हैं. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ फोक्स जिनका 90 या 95 या 99 परसेंटाइल भी आ जाता है, जैसे किसी एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन में क्वांट में, जिनका क्वांट बहुत अच्छा होता है, और VARC या DLR में 50-55 परसेंटाइल ही आया तो उनका कट ऑफ भी क्लियर नहीं हो पाता है और उसकी वजह से उनका कॉल्स रह जाता है. तो एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट वे और एक आइडियल वे टू प्रैक्टिस ऑल 3 सेक्शंस एवरी डे, सो दैट आपका कोई भी चीज़ मिस आउट नहीं हो रहा है, ना VARC ना DLR ना ही क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड. तीनों कवर करोगे, तीनों को साथ लेके चलोगे, तभी आपका कैट बहुत ही बेहतरीन निकलेगा. अगर किसी एक को भी छोड़ दिया तो हो सकता है कि या तो उसका कट ऑफ ना क्लियर हो, या फिर उसके कंसेप्ट्स रह जाएं, या फिर उसमें प्रैक्टिस इनफ ना हो पाए और उसकी वजह से आपका स्कोर डाउन हो जाए. तो वो नहीं करना है. फर्स्ट इज़ टू डिनोट डेली आवर्स टू प्रिपरेशन, एंड सेकेंड इज़ टू actually diversify those daily hours equally among the 3 sections so that all the 3 sections are covered is the ideal way to practice. Another thing that can come in is you can start off with attempting the previous year paper. इससे क्या होगा, even if you score not that well, because वो तो पूरा एक CAT का actual exam है, that is fine. Don't let it affect you or your confidence at all. You just have a set of questions which were actually asked in CAT. उससे आपको 2 फायदे होंगे. एक तो आपको CAT questions का आइडिया लग जाएगा, और दूसरा आपको अपने वीकनेस एरियाज एज वेल एज स्ट्रेंथ एरियाज आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएंगे. उससे क्या होता है, ताकि वी कैन प्रायोरिटाइज एज सुन एज वी स्टार्ट एक्चुअल द प्रिपरेशन, वी कैन प्रायोरिटाइज हमारा जो वीकर एरियाज है और उसमें हम लोग स्ट्रॉन्ग बनने का ट्राई करेंगे. स्ट्रेंथ एरियाज को भी नहीं भूलना है, उसमें भी लगातार प्रैक्टिस करते रहना है, बट वीकर एरियाज प्रायोरिटी बन जाएगा. यू विल ऑल्सो गेट टू रियलाइज व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मिस्टेक्स आर यू मेकिंग. इज इट मोर ऑफ सिली मिस्टेक्स और कंसेप्चुअल मिस्टेक्स, या फिर टाइम में आप पेपर नहीं दे पा रहे हो, बिकॉज कैट इज़ अ टाइम गेम एज वेल, क्योंकि 40 मिनट्स ईच ही मिल रहा है आपको ईच सेक्शन में, एंड रफली 2 मिनट्स पर क्वेश्चन मिल रहा है. तो इट बिकम्स अ क्रूशियल टाइम गेम. तो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मिस्टेक्स आर हैपनिंग, इज इट सिली मिस्टेक्स या टाइम बाउंड की वजह से आपका पेपर ही छूट जा रहा है, या फिर कंसेप्चुअल मिस्टेक है कि आपको कंसेप्ट ही नहीं आता है. तो इफ़ ऑलरेडी एक ही किसी भी प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन के लिए हाफ द सोल्यूशन इज आइडेंटिफाइंग द प्रॉब्लम. सो व्हाट attempting previous year CAT paper will do is you will actually be able to identify the problem which is 50% of the solution and then work on the solution कि मेरा वीकर एरिया ये था तो मैं इस पर काम करूँगा, मैं सिली मिस्टेक ज़्यादा करता था तो मैं प्रैक्टिस करूँगा, मेरा टाइम की वजह से पेपर छूट जाता है तो मैं अपनी स्पीड बढ़ाऊँगा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने की, या फिर मेरे कंसेप्ट ही वीक हैं तो मैं कंसेप्चुअल वीडियोस देखूंगा, मैं कंसेप्ट को और ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करूँगा, मैं नॉन इंजीनियरिंग भी देखूंगा अगर मेरा कंसेप्ट ज़्यादा ही वीक है, एंड उसके बाद मैं प्रैक्टिस टेकअप करूँगा. So that is an ideal way to practice and start your preparation journey. And sixth, how much time you can denote daily for your target percentile is something that you should be very aware of. ये बहुत ही differentiated हो सकता है because different folks can have different ideas. आप अगर वर्क एक्सपीरियंस वाले हो तो आपको या फिर आप जॉब कर रहे हो तो आपका एक्चुअली सेट होता है कि मैं मंडे टू फ्राइडे लेट्स से 10 to 5 या 10 to 7 तो मैं बिजी ही रहूँगा, उसके अलावा मुझे टाइम निकालना है. वहाँ पे चीज़ें थोड़ी आसान हो जाती हैं इन अ वे कि आप एक्चुअली आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो कि मैं 8 to 10 या 8 to 9, मैं 7 to 8 जब मैं आई एम रीचिंग टुवर्ड्स माई ऑफिस या टुवर्ड्स माई होम, एंड वाइल कमिंग आई कैन एक्चुअली हैव अ रीडिंग लेट्स से न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल या फिर कोई किताब उठा ली, सो दैट माई रीडिंग हैबिट कीप्स ऑन ग्रोइंग. ये आपका VRC प्रेपरेशन के लिए हेल्प हो गया. देन 8 to 9 आप क्वांट उठा सकते हो या फिर DILR उठा सकते हो, एंड राइट बिफोर स्लीपिंग आप 1 या 2 सेट DILR के भी लगा सकते हो. तो ये सेट टाइमलाइन फॉर अ वर्क एक्सपीरियंस या फिर अ जॉब गोइंग पर्सन हो गया. ये आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत क्रूशियल है कि हाउ मेनी डेली आवर्स कैन यू एक्चुअली डिनोट टू योर कैट प्रिपरेशन फॉर योर टारगेट परसेंटाइल, बीट वट एवर, बीट 90, 95 और 99. वैसे तो 99 ही होना चाहिए, बट इफ़ यू आर एमिंग फॉर लेस एज वेल, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि यू आइडेंटिफाई द नंबर ऑफ आवर्स दैट यू कैन डिनोट. इट बिकम्स अ बिट मोर डायनामिक फॉर अ पर्सन हु इज़ अ फ्रेशर हु इज़ एक्चुअली राइट नाउ इन कॉलेज, क्योंकि आपकी क्लासेस वेरी कर सकती हैं. मंडे टू फ्राइडे आपका डिफरेंट शेड्यूल हो सकता है, कोई दिन ज़्यादा फ्री हो सकता है, कोई दिन कम फ्री हो सकता है. तो उन रिस्पेक्टिव डेज पे सेट कर लो कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज़ द नंबर ऑफ आवर्स आई कैन डिनोट. अगर मैं मान लो मेरा थर्सडे को सीधे 9 to 6 डेली क्लास है, बहुत ज़्यादा क्लासेस हैं, तो उसमें मैं थोड़ा कम कर लूँगा. मैं अगर मैं यूजुअली 3 आवर्स प्रेप कर रहा हूँ तो उस दिन मैं 1.5 आवर्स, हाफ एन आवर ईच दूंगा. बट वेन एवर आई हैव अ फ्री डे जहाँ पे मेरा या 2 या 3 ही क्लास होगा, उस दिन मैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा भी कर सकता हूँ, 4.5 या 6 घंटे दे सकता हूँ कैट प्रेप को. तो दैट कैन बी डायनेमिक. बट अगैन वट एवर नंबर ऑफ आवर्स दैट यू हैव आइडेंटिफाइड, दिस इज स्टेप 1. स्टेप 2 इज टू डाइवर्सिफाई दैट इन each of these 3 sections equally so that तीनों कवर हो रहे हैं साथ में. And seventh, last but not the least, how to deal with distractions and procrastinating your prep. देखो ये बहुत होता है because only 10 months are remaining, but 10 months is a long time in a certain way. और 10 मंथ्स में ऐसा बहुत कुछ होगा कि या तो कोई शादी में जाना होगा, या किसी फ्रेंड की पार्टी है, या फिर ये है या वो है, या फिर मेरे को किसी एक पर्टिकुलर टीवी सीरीज़ में रुचि आ गई तो मैं उसको बिंज वॉच करना चालू कर दूंगा, या फिर कोई मूवीज़ हैं. ये बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रैक्शंस एंड चीज़ें आती रहती हैं, एंड वी ऑल हैव एज ह्यूमंस अ प्रोक्रास्टिनेटिंग मंकी इन आवर ब्रेन्स विच टेल्स अस कि देखो अभी बहुत टाइम है, हम लोग बाद में कर सकते हैं, बाद में कर सकते हैं, बाद में कर सकते हैं. बट इफ़ यूल हेयर फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ द कैट टॉपर्स, दे हैव the one thing that is very common in their preparation journey and strategy is they have always been very consistent about their preparation. So अगर आप थोड़ा भी fumble या screw up करते हो here and there, your percentile might just drop from 1 or 2 percentile points if you were aiming for a 99 percentile, and that creates a huge difference in the colleges call that you get. मैं खुद की बताऊँ तो मतलब when I had attempted CAT for the first time, I had actually scored a 99.97 percentile. Then the second time that I attempted CAT, which was with work experience, I had finally started working and earning money. So I got distracted a lot. And that dropped me from 99.97 in 2016 to 98.94 in 2017. And I did not get any of the good B school calls. That 1 percentile difference created so much huge difference कि 99.97 मेरे को बहुत अच्छी calls आई थी, but 98.94 आ गया because I got distracted, I had started earning, तो I had started partying a lot, I started socializing बहुत much, तो उसकी वजह से 1 percentile point drop and no good calls at all. तो these 1 to 2 percentile points can make a huge difference, and these happen because of distractions या फिर आप procrastinate कर रहे हो अगर आप अपनी preparation को. How exactly to deal with that? You should be very clear on why exactly are you doing the CAT. आपके पास एक गोल होना चाहिए, एक क्लियर कट गोल होना चाहिए कि why exactly am I giving away the prime of my youth time, which is 22, 23, 24, 25, whatever your age is. उसमें 1 साल लगा के और बाद में 2 साल MBA लगा के व्हाट इज़ इट दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू अचीव, वो आपके पास अगर क्लियर है तो दैट ऑलवेज बिकम्स अ मोटिवेटिंग फैक्टर फॉर यू टू नॉट गेट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड इन सच सिली शेनानिगन्स. दैट इज़ वन. सेकेंड, आपको फोकस्ड रहना होगा. कैट प्रिपरेशन जर्नी लाइक आई सेड इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी एंड फोकस. अगर आप फोकस रहोगे, सो इवन इफ योर फ्रेंड्स आर कॉलिंग यू टू सोशलाइज एवरी वीकेंड और एवरी थर्सडे फ्राइडे सैटरडे की सैटरडे संडे चलते हैं कहीं घूम के आते हैं, if you're focused on the 99 percentile that you want to score because that is the aim and the dream that you have, you will be able to handle those kind of distractions in a far better way than if you did not have a plan or if you did not have a goal or you were not focused towards your goal. And second point, procrastinating कैसे help करनी है? Procrastinating को how you deal is basically practice. Daily अगर आप चीज़ें करते रहोगे, even when you do not feel like, आप just half an hour या 1 hour के लिए कोई चीज़ उठा लो and then you do that, तो यू विल फील गुड कि मैं आई वॉज थिंकिंग कि मैं ये शायद कल या परसों कर लूँ, पर मैंने आज उठा लिया ये सारे सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस और मैंने आज ही लगा लिए. इज समथिंग दैट आई विल बी रियली प्राउड ऑफ. और उसके बाद ये भी हो सकता है कि यू एंड अप डूइंग मच मोर देन यू वर प्लानिंग टू डू. सो प्रोक्रास्टिनेटिंग को डील करने के लिए यू हैव टू हैव दैट डेली हैबिट का डेली प्रैक्टिस का हैबिट. डेली प्रैक्टिस इज वॉट आई सेड इज द आइडियल वे टू प्रैक्टिस. दिस इज हाउ in my opinion you can deal with distractions and procrastinating your prep. I'll just go through the set of questions that you might have asked. Hi sir, I have given CAT in 2023 with not much preparation, but I'm preparing this year seriously, but I'm working professional and I cannot do daily coaching. Can I self prepare for MBA? देखो, डेली कोचिंग तो मतलब नेसेसरी नहीं है. डेली प्रैक्टिस आपकी तरफ से नेसेसरी है. इन iQuanta ऑल्सो वी डू नॉट डू लाइव क्लासेस ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. वी डू लाइव क्लासेस ओनली 3 to 4 on a weekly basis, so that even if you're a working professional, and those live classes are actually available for you in a recorded fashion on the CAT group that you will be a part of. So आप अपने कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से देख सकते हो. दिस इज स्पेसिफिकली लॉन्च फॉर पीपल हु माइट बी वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल और हु माइट हैव अ huge schedule to fit into their CAT preparation for. So you can join a course like iQuanta, because even if you're missing out on that live lecture, you can always go back in the event section and go through the already covered lectures. And उस पर कोई डाउट है तो आप वहाँ कमेंट करके डाउट्स भी पूछ सकते हो. एंड iQuanta has this immense differentiator that it has 24/7 डाउट सॉल्विंग. तो आपको अगर वो बाद में लाइव लेक्चर देखा, आपने मान लो ट्यूसडे को लाइव लेक्चर हुआ था और आपको कन्वीनियंस था वेडनेसडे या थर्सडे को देखने का, आपने थर्सडे को देख के आपको कुछ डाउट आया, आपने वहाँ पे डाउट कमेंट किया, यू विल डेफिनेटली गेट अ रिजोल्यूशन फॉर दैट डाउट एज वेल. सो आप ऐसा नहीं सोचना है कि मैं कोचिंग कर ही नहीं सकता या मैं हाउ विल आई मैनेज माई प्रिपरेशन, बिकॉज iQuanta ensures दैट इट इज़ कन्वीनियंट फॉर यू एज वेल एज इट इज़ कम्युनिटी बेस्ड मॉडल, कि वो डाउट सॉल्विंग होगी. यू विल गेट टू नो मोर पीपल हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग अलॉन्ग विद यू. कैसे क्या क्या प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रैटेजीज या जर्नीज हो सकती हैं. प्लस देयर इज सेल्फ पेस्ड लर्निंग एज वेल. एंड इफ यू माइट हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन एनी ऑफ द लाइव सेशन और असाइनमेंट और एप्लीकेशन क्लास, you can always go back and just view what exactly were the questions covered or what exactly was the practice session questions were about, so that you always have that material with you if you enroll. तो वो मिस आउट नहीं होती है चीज़ें. दैट इज़ हाउ आई थिंक यू विल बी एबल टू मैनेज योर कैट प्रिपरेशन वेल. सर, इज़ इट मैंडेटरी टू हैव जॉब एक्सपीरियंस? प्लीज़ रिस्पॉन्स होता है अंजू एक तो. प्लीज़ रिस्पॉन्ड. एंड नो, इट्स नॉट. 30 to 40% इन एनी ऑफ द टॉप बी स्कूल्स आर एक्चुअली फ्रेशर्स, एंड ये नंबर बढ़ता ही जा रहा है बिकॉज there are a lot of firms like sales and marketing and other industries who are trying to prefer freshers in placements after the MBA, क्योंकि they bring in fresh perspective. So it's not necessary to have a work experience. If you have it, well and good. But even if you don't, you don't need to consider कि मेरा उससे कुछ वेटेज कम हो जाएगा या मेरे चांसेस कम हो जाएंगे, because there are a lot of actual industry firms who are preferring freshers over work experience folks. तो अगर आप fresher भी हो, like I said, 35 to 40 और this percentage is only increasing, make up a B school ka strength as a fresher only. So you need not worry at all, Anju. I am a little bit confused as to whether to start my prep this month or next month. Should I do a little bit of self-study before joining any course? Molly, ऐसे exactly the procrastinating monkey that I was talking about in the 7th point. This is something similar. If you'll think about कि मैं next month चालू करती हूँ, मैं थोड़ा अभी कर लेती हूँ, ऐसे चलता ही रहेगा, and you will never know when July and August आ गया and you're too late for appearing for mocks as well, because you're not conceptually sound still. So the best time to start your preparation is right now. right now is the best time. You should not be procrastinating it for whatever reasons that your brain is telling you कि मैं थोड़ा I should be prepared to join a course. Courses are specifically iQuanta's courses are to for making you prepared well. इसीलिए हम लोग लाइव सेशंस में भी, लाइव सेशन से पहले नॉन इंजीनियरिंग तो है ही जो बेसिक्स कवर करेगा, लाइव सेशन में भी ऑलमोस्ट बेसिक से चालू करते हैं, एंड लाइव सेशन के बाद एप्लीकेशन सेशन इसीलिए होते हैं ताकि यू आर वेरी वेरी वेल प्रिपेयर्ड. उसके बाद जो असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चंस हैं, प्रैक्टिस सेशंस हैं, मैराथन्स हैं, these are all to prepare you well for the topic, so that by the time we finish the entire syllabus which is somewhere around mid June, हम लोग वेल प्रिपेयर्ड हैं टू टेक द मॉक्स, और मॉक्स में फिर अच्छा कर पाएंगे. अगर आप ये सोचते रहोगे कि मैं नेक्स्ट मंथ या नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट मंथ आई शुड स्टार्ट द प्रिपरेशन कोर्स, दैट डज नॉट वर्क बिकॉज those months will keep on delaying and delaying. That's how our procrastinating monkey functions. So best time to start is right now. कैट 25 के लिए प्रिपरेशन कर रहा हूँ. सो सर प्लीज़ टेल मी व्हाट शुड आई डू फ्रॉम नाउ. एग्जाम पैटर्न कैन यू एक्सप्लेन. आई जॉइंड लेट. एग्जाम पैटर्न के लिए थर्ज आई हैव अ वीडियो, यू विल माइट फाइंड इट ऑन यूट्यूब. iQuanta का यूट्यूब चैनल है, यू विल फाइंड इट देयर. जस्ट लुक अप फॉर कैट एग्जाम पैटर्न एंड स्ट्रक्चर, एंड वहाँ पे बहुत ही अच्छे से मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है कि क्या एग्ज़ाम पैटर्न होता है, कितने मार्क्स किस सेक्शन में है, क्या क्या सेक्शन है, कितने टाइम मिलता है, एंड क्या मार्किंग स्कीम्स है. Divyanshu, I'll try to cover your answer in a couple of minutes. I studies, I'm not even eligible for IIMs. Good evening, sir. Currently pursuing B Farm. Is it worth to join IIM? IMA is 2-year new habit for working professionals. Is it worth considering? I'm not sure about the 2-year hybrid MBA for working professionals, but basically all these IIMs or all these top B schools का flagship program जो होता है PGP का, that has a much higher weightage, or in placement wise as well, when it comes to the packages and placements. तो इन लोगों का worth and value is usually higher than the other programs that they have. So of course it is your call to make, but flagship program is always a higher priority than the other programs that a particular B school might have. All right, now I'll try to cover a few of these questions that you have been asking in the comment section. I think I might have noted it down somewhere here. This is something that I have usually come across on what exactly are aspirants looking for. So I'll try to cover these as well. First and foremost is gaps. Will having a 1 to 2 year gap after graduation impact my chances of getting into a top B school? If so, what are some alternative B schools I can consider? देखो, 1 साल का गैप जस्टिफाई करना इज़ थोड़ा ईजियर बिकॉज दे इंटरव्यूअर्स माइट अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू एक्चुअली यूज़ दैट 1 year गैप फॉर एक्चुअली प्रिपरेशन ऑफ कैट. बट 2 साल के गैप में या फिर उससे ज़्यादा के गैप में इट बिकम्स अ बिट टफर एंड टफर टू मैनेज. Why? Because the B school professor or whoever is taking your interview will try to understand कि आपने उस साल में किया क्या. If you have a good enough answer for that, if you have a good enough defense for that, जैसे let's say you were preparing for UPSC, that is a good enough answer. कि आपने वो try किया, that is something that did not work out, is precisely why you have started your MBA journey right now or your CAT journey right now. That is a good enough answer. So if you have a defense or if you have an explanation for what exactly were you up to in that gap year, you might have been freelancing, you might have been interested in some kind of hobby or something that you wanted to take up or pursue as a career, anything that is worth your time, or anything that is not making the interviewer feel like कि आप time waste कर रहे थे इस 2-3 साल, you were up to nothing, should be a good enough defense for gaps. But having said that, like I said, 1 साल का gap is easier to defend. 2 या 3 साल का gap होता जा रहा है, so I will rather suggest that you take up any kind of job or any kind of internship first, so that it reflects well on your profile as well as your resume, and then prioritize CAT. क्योंकि 2-3 साल का gap defend करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है, if unless and until you have a very good answer, like you were writing a book or something. Second question, I am concerned about my weak basics. Is it still possible for me to crack the CAT exam? इसमें देखो, मैं I have been trying to cover this again and again, but I'll do this again. I had seen a similar question in the comment box recently as well कि मेरा basics अच्छा नहीं था. For that we have launched non-engineering videos this time in iQuanta CAT course, जिसमें आपका एकदम 6 to 10th NCERT का जो basic होता है क्वांट का, वो कवर किया जाता है in a very very prolonged and explained manner, 25 to 30 minutes की videos on just a single topic. ऐसे 85 topics हैं. So you should not be concerned about your weak basics, specifically if you're enrolled in iQuanta course. And of course it is possible. Like I said, in quantitative aptitude, even if you're not in touch with maths since class 10th, आप 0 to 100 जा सकते हो in 4 to 5 months if you are doing everything diligently, be it attending live sessions, be it practice sessions, be it application classes. So it is very, very possible for you to crack the CAT exam. Do not let your weak basics come into the picture, because basics can always be improved by more and more understanding of concepts as well as more and more learning and practice. If I manage to get into an IIM, does it guarantee a good job forward? ऐसा लगता है, सेम लगता है IIT के लिए भी, but I'll tell you my personal story. I actually got a 6 LPA package from, despite being from IIT Delhi. So it depends a lot. एक ब्रांड वैल्यू तो मिलेगा आपको IIM पहुंच के, बट उसके बाद भी थोड़ी सी मेहनत है. How exactly do you manage your time at an IIM? What is your academic score, or what were you up to? What were you a part of a cultural society? Did you take up leadership roles? Did you take up case competitions and so on and so forth? Actually decides your good job afterward. If you ended up doing nothing just because you reached an IIM, then it's not a guarantee that you will get a good job. There are a few folks who do not really consider कि उनका मतलब IIM में हो गया एंड अच्छा ही आएगा अब तो जॉब. ऐसा नहीं होता है. थोड़ा सा आपको कंसिस्टेंट वहाँ पे भी रहना पड़ेगा, आपको मैनेज करना पड़ेगा चीज़ें, आपको एक्चुअली भी इन्वॉल्व होना पड़ेगा एंड अकेड्स भी थोड़ा ठीक ठाक रखना पड़ेगा. उसके बाद गुड जॉब गारंटी होती है. सिर्फ ब्रांड से आपको गुड जॉब नहीं मिल पाएगा, क्योंकि 500 to 550 या इवन 600 स्टूडेंट्स आ रहे हैं एक बैच में, और सबकी अच्छी जॉब तो नहीं लग सकती है, राइट? बिकॉज देयर आर फ्यू पीपल जो कि अच्छा ज़्यादा नहीं कर रहे, तो इट्स नॉट अ नेसेसिटी दैट उनकी भी जॉब अच्छी लगेगी. Just give me a moment, folks. My battery is running low. I'll just bring in my charger and we will resume. Meanwhile, you can put in some questions in the comment box and I'll be happy to look at that. I hope I am audible and visible and we are sorted on the battery front. Really apologize. Unfortunately, this did not have enough battery for my session because I was trying to prepare it well for you guys. So we have covered, does it guarantee a good job afterward? It does not. Just the brand will not help you. It entirely depends on you, how exactly you manage your time at the B school. Fourth, my academic record is not stellar. I saw that question coming multiple times for someone having 49% or 60% in 10th or 12th. They become non-eligible for IIMs, or are there still chances for me to secure a spot in an IIM? आपका प्रोफाइल जो भी है, आपके पास मिस्टेक्स जो भी हैं, आपने पास में अपना टाइम मैनेज अच्छे से नहीं किया, आपका 10th-12th में कम रह गया, आपका कॉलेज में कम रह गया, will become very, very less priority if you score a very good percentile in CAT. So if you score a 99 plus percentile or 99.5 plus percentile, or rather aim for 99.9 plus percentile, आपको कॉल्स आ जाती हैं. Now after getting those calls, you will have to defend कि why exactly were your academics so low despite you being so good that you scored such a high percentile. वहाँ के लिए आपको आंसर्स के लिए गाइडेंस हमारे GDPI कोर्स में मिलेगा, और अदरवाइज आपके पास भी होना चाहिए. बट अदरवाइज if you have a good enough answer for your, if you have a good enough CAT percentile, if you have a good enough preparation for your CAT, if you score a very very good percentile, your profile जो back mistakes थी, और जो past learning और lessons थे, those start mattering a bit lesser. So right now your only target should be a very very high percentile, especially if you have not a good stellar academic record. तो अभी से ही चालू करना है और बेस्ट परसेंटाइल लेके आनी है, सो दैट यू गेट द बेस्ट कॉल्स दैट यू माइट गेट. एंड इस पर बिल्कुल फोकस नहीं करना है कि आपका 10th में कितना था, 12th में कितना था, और कॉलेज में कितना था. इफ़ यू स्क्रूड अप देयर, इफ़ यू डिड नॉट स्कोर दैट वेल, दैट्स फाइन. राइट नाउ योर ओनली प्रायोरिटी शुड बी CAT, बिकॉज CAT लाइक आई सेड इज़ द कॉमन एडमिशन टेस्ट. एडमिशन मेनली उससे ही होगा, एंड वो एक एंट्रेंस टेस्ट है. वहाँ पे अच्छा स्कोर करोगे तो इंटरव्यू में बुलाएंगे आपको, और जानने की वो लोग इंटरेस्ट दिखाएंगे कि आपको बी स्कूल में एडमिशन देना है या नहीं देना है, वहाँ पे फिर डिफेंड करने के अलग अलग तरीके होते हैं. बट राइट नाउ you need not consider that at all. It is quite possible that you can secure a spot in top IIMs as well as FMS is a very good college जहाँ पे प्रोफाइल का उतना वेटेज भी नहीं होता है. सो डू नॉट एट ऑल कंसिडर और बी कंसर्न और वरीड अबाउट कि मेरा एकेडमिक रिकॉर्ड अच्छा नहीं था तो मेरे को मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. ज़रूर मिलेगा, बट द ओनली कैवियट इज यू विल हैव टू स्कोर अ वेरी हाई कैट परसेंटाइल to ensure that. Next question, how should I plan my CAT preparation including completing the syllabus, taking mock exams and practicing questions? What schedule I should follow to do all this on time? Like I said, identify the daily hours that you can actually denote to your CAT preparation, and that becomes very important because CAT preparation is indeed a consistency game. So once you're consistent, once you are actually identified that ye number of hours I am actually denoting on a daily basis and diversifying it across the 3 sections that they have. So syllabus complete करने में हम आपकी हेल्प करेंगे. If you are enrolled in the iQuanta course, हम लोग टाइमली लाइव लेक्चर्स लगाएंगे, एप्लीकेशन क्लासेस लगाएंगे, प्रैक्टिस सेशन लगाएंगे, विच यू कैन ऑब्वियसली विजिट इफ यू हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन इन योर ओन कन्वीनियंट टाइम एज वेल, सो दैट इज कवर्ड वेन एवर यू हैव डिसाइडेड दैट इज योर डेली प्रैक्टिस टाइम. टेकिंग मॉक एग्जाम्स कम्स इन लेटर विच इज़ अराउंड जून जुलाई, तब वो प्रायोरिटी हो जाता है एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली सेट टाइम फॉर दैट एज वेल कि मैं वीकेंड पे एटलीस्ट 1 या 2 मॉक उठा लूँगा एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. और जब जैसे जैसे एग्ज़ाम पास आता जाता है मिड सेप्टेम्बर या अक्टूबर में, मैं एक वीक में एटलीस्ट 3 मॉक्स लगाऊंगा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर टाइम सेट फ्रॉम जोन्स. एंड प्रैक्टिसिंग क्वेश्चंस लाइक आई सेड इज अगेन अ पार्ट ऑफ iQuanta कोर्स. तो वहाँ पे भी विल ट्राई टू एंश्योर दैट यू गेट अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस सेशंस एज वेल एज एप्लीकेशन सेशंस, बट इट इज़ entirely the onus is on you to identify the number of hours that you can denote and take out some time every day for your CAT preparation journey. उससे consistency ensure होगी, उससे practice ensure होगा और उससे एक right kind of preparation strategy ensure होगा. What schedule I should follow to do all this on time? Basically, like I had covered in the previous slide, if you are a work experience guy, identify the time that you can denote and have कि roughly आपका day beginning थोड़ा earlier हो जाए या day ending थोड़ा late हो जाए, because when you reach the B school as well, वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें आती हैं, बहुत सारी there are a lot of things suddenly thrown on your plate and you have to manage your time well there. So if you already are in practice while your CAT preparation to do that, which will be well and good for your B school journey as well, तो थोड़ा सा अपन को वहाँ पे अर्ली मॉर्निंग में टाइम निकालना रहेगा या फिर लेट नाइट में टाइम निकालना रहेगा, एक्स्ट्रा टाइम दैट इज़ एंटायरली डिनोटेड टू CAT प्रिपरेशन, जब आपको डिस्ट्रैक्शंस मिनिमम रहते हैं. एंड दैट इज़ हाउ आई थिंक यू विल बी एबल टू मैनेज your syllabus, your mocks, your practice questions and everything. To what extent does my profile matter in receiving calls from top B schools? How can I improve my profile? I have in a certain sense covered what extent does my profile matter in receiving calls from top B schools in the 4th point. So apart from the academic record, even if your profile is not very good, let's say your college percentage was not well and you're not involved in any extracurriculars or co-curriculars or not much, right now your top priority should be having a very good CAT percentile score. And how can I improve my profile? By taking up a few things. A typical B school interviewer is looking at कि you are productive. You are taking out some time in a day and being productive about it. Whatever you are doing with it within your day में तो stipulated टाइम है, 24 घंटे है, उसमें से कुछ टाइम सोना है, कुछ टाइम खाना है, कुछ टाइम इधर उधर में टाइम वेस्ट होता ही है. बट इफ़ यू कैन कन्विंस एन इंटरव्यूअर कि आप एग्जैक्टली एक बहुत ही प्रोडक्टिव इंडिविजुअल हो बिकॉज यू आर ऑलवेज अप टू समथिंग, इज़ very very appealing and gets you admissions in top B schools instantly. So how can you improve your profile? If your profile is not that good, take up internships, take up certifications, take up some work if you can, and take up if you're a college student, take up some internships, live projects, or even case competitions. If you're a non-college student and right now you're unemployed, try to get some work, try to get some certification, try to get an internship or anything, try to pick up some freelance work. There are a lot of freelance websites that are available, and you can always mention that during your interview when you actually score a high CAT percentile and get that call from a top B school. You can always mention that in the interview that I was up to this, I was up to that. So despite having low in a CATs, I was actually being productive about my time. Is how you can improve your profile, to just showcase कि productivity was there always and every day in my life journey, despite having not so good a profile, let's say academically or otherwise. How much do I have to score in CAT exam to get 99 percentile? Very question. आप roughly 8 to 9 questions each section में भी अगर आप 100% accuracy के साथ कर लेते हो, and this is something that I'm talking of. Let's say VRC में 24 questions है, 8 to 9 questions is roughly 33%. Same goes for LRDI, same goes for quant. तो around 8 to 9 questions अगर आप roughly कर लेते हो, which actually ensures 9 into 3 is 27, 27 3s are 81, and 8 into 3 is 24, 24 3s are 72. Roughly 75 marks में आपका 99 परसेंटाइल लग जाता है. लास्ट ईयर वॉज वन ऑफ द टफेस्ट कैट, एंड इवन देन वहाँ पे 74 75 में आपका 99 परसेंटाइल लग रहा था. तो ऑल यू गॉट टू इंश्योर इज़ कि आप या तो एक्यूरेसी डेवलप कर लो एक बहुत ही इमेंस, या फिर यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग मोर क्वेश्चंस. 50% स्कोर पे रफली 99 परसेंटाइल आ जाता है. एंड इफ़ यू एंड अप स्कोरिंग 50% भी नहीं है, नहीं 75 आउट ऑफ 200 है. तो बेसिकली आपका 38 39% 40% score will definitely ensure you that you get a 99 percentile. And if you score, let's say, a 50% or a 55%, that actually ensures a 99.9 plus percentile. तो कैट इज़ अ टफ एग्ज़ाम. कैट में टाइम मैनेजमेंट, टाइम बहुत कम मिलता है. लेंदी पेपर्स बनाते हैं कैट को so that you are not able to attempt most of the questions. But even if you are being very accurate about your attempts, as well as trying to attempt more and more questions, whatever your strategy works for you, which is what we're going to figure out by taking mocks, if you ensure that, it is achievable to get a 99 percentile. So I hope that answers that question. Now I'll just go through some comment doubts that you might have. Is there any scholarship provided by iQuanta? Yes, there are a couple of discounts, and we also have a plan to launch scholarship test, which will be up and running anytime soon. So वहाँ से आपको डिस्काउंट में थोड़ा और फ़ायदा मिलेगा. And yeah, that is there. I'll just scroll up to cover previous questions. Can I get into top B school से पहले एक क्वेश्चन है. सर, आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कैट 2025. सो सर प्लीज़ टेल मी व्हाट शुड आई डू फ्रॉम नाउ. देखो, कैट 25 तो अब इज़ अ बिट फार अवे. व्हाट यू कैन डू राइट नाउ इज़ स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग अ रीडिंग हैबिट. दैट इज़ वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल, क्योंकि अगर आपकी रीडिंग स्पीड अच्छी है, दैट नॉट जस्ट इंश्योर्स अ गुड परफॉर्मेंस इन VARC, दैट ऑल्सो इंश्योर्स कि आप यू आर एबल टू सी मोर क्वेश्चन इन DILR और क्वांट एज वेल. क्योंकि आपकी रीडिंग स्पीड अच्छी है तो आप क्वेश्चन जल्दी पढ़ लोगे, जल्दी समझ जाओगे, और उसके बाद जल्दी सॉल्व करना या ना करना, वो दैट इज़ अ प्रैक्टिस गेम. बट रीडिंग स्पीड अच्छे होने के बहुत सारे फ़ायदे होते हैं. रीडिंग हैबिट डेवलप करने के भी बहुत सारे फ़ायदे होते हैं. एक तो यू बिकम नॉलेजेबल, तो आपका सोशल कैपिटल बढ़ता है. दूसरा, यू बिकम गुड एट कम्युनिकेशन, विच अगैन इज़ अ वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल ट्रेट व्हेन इट कम्स टू अ टॉप बी स्कूल एंट्रेंस. एंड तीसरा, आपकी रीडिंग स्पीड बढ़ जाती है, आपकी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्किल्स बढ़ जाती हैं. सो इफ़ यू आर एमिंग फॉर अ कैट 25 विच इज़ नेक्स्ट ईयर, what you can start off right now is start building a reading habit. Same goes for Anuj's question on how to start VRC preparation. Start building a reading habit. एक टिपिकल अच्छे कैट परसेंटाइलर, लेट्स से 99 प्लस परसेंटाइलर का 45 minutes to 1 hour डेली रीडिंग हैबिट होना चाहिए. Now the onus is entirely on you when exactly is the time that you want to take it out. If you are a working professional, while you're traveling to your job or while you're coming back from job to home, is when you can pick up something, anything, newspaper article, FinShots article, any book or something, or anything that you might find comfortable reading with, and you read that. And if not, तो take out some time in the early morning or later at night, क्योंकि अगर आपको पढ़ने की आदत नहीं है तो पढ़ने से नींद भी बहुत अच्छी आती है. और अगर आपको सुबह सुबह कुछ अच्छा पढ़ना है, लेट्स से न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल्स हो गए, सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट विल ऑल्सो बी वेरी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. तो हाउ टू स्टार्ट योर VRC प्रिपरेशन? You can see the previous year papers, that is obvious, so that you can understand what exactly is the type of questions that are asked, what is exactly is the extent of difficulty of level of question that is asked. But it is very very crucial that you build a 45-minute to 1 hour reading habit daily. Can I get into top B school if I have work experience of 18 months plus 1 year gap after job? I did try to cover how exactly to defend your 1 year gap, or which is I think okay, because you can always say that, and 18 months of experience is obviously going to help you in getting a top B school. All depends on your CAT percentile. So if you're not preparing, prepare right now, start your preparation right now. वॉज द फी फॉर iQuanta? आपको ये इस लिंक इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में एज वेल एज आपको वेबसाइट पे मिल जाएगा, और यू कैन जस्ट कॉल अ काउंसलर फ्रॉम iQuanta. वो आपको सब कुछ बता देंगे कि कोर्स में एग्जैक्टली क्या क्या है, फी स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, डिस्काउंट्स किस तरह के हैं, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. सो यू कैन डायरेक्टली विजिट आवर वेबसाइट फॉर दैट. ओके. I have one query that currently I am pursuing Bachelor of Arts and I am in my second year, third semester. So can I prepare for CAT exam? Usually final year में होता है. If when you reach your final year, क्योंकि एक ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री कंपलसरी होती है कैट एग्जाम और किसी भी स्कूल में जाने के लिए, बिकॉज इट्स अ पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट डिग्री, राइट. तो एक ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री कंपलसरी होती है. आपका जब भी फाइनल ईयर आएगा उस साल में आप एक्चुअली अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो कैट एग्जाम. How many number of RCs, LRDI and cons question one should solve daily specifically for IIM ABC student? नक्षत्र, ये मैंने पहले भी कवर किया था, मैंने एक और वीडियो में भी कवर किया हुआ है ये, बट आई विल जस्ट रीइटरेट कि आपको रफली 1 to 2 RCs अभी राइट नाउ, बिकॉज देयर 10 months लेफ्ट, 1 to 2 RCs इज हाउ यू कैन स्टार्ट ऑफ विद 1 to 2 LRDI सेट्स एंड 10 to 12 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ क्वांट ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. दिस शुड गिव यू अ रफ गुड स्टार्ट. और उसके बाद do not miss out on any live lectures if you are enrolled in iQuanta course, of course. Do not miss out on any live lectures, do not miss out on the application classes, practice sessions, the dashboard assignments that you'll get, as well as the marathon. तो उस पर मिस आउट नहीं करोगे तो you'll be well and very well prepared for your mock journey ahead, which happens in mid-June to November. My age is 27. I have masters in English literature and 2.5 years of job experience. I am preparing for CAT 24. This will be my first attempt. Will I face trouble? No, of course not. This is a very good profile to have, Anushri. All you got to ensure right now is that you have a good enough CAT percentile, and I think any top B school will be happy to have you. For someone having 29% in 10, do they become non-eligible for IIMs? I have just covered that, Yaman. You can just rewind if you were not listening. Vikas Chandel has said differentiate between top B and top A schools. Okay. When I say top B schools, I actually mean top business schools. And I don't know what you mean by top A schools. So I hope that doubt is clear. Sarwan has said, actually I feel my profile is good except an 83% in grade 10, which I got because of the COVID. The government announced all passed. Will this affect my selection and face what to do? No, of course not, Sarwan. Like I said multiple times, your profile hardly matters or has a very low weightage when it comes to actual conversion chances to a top B school. And for those people who cannot differentiate between top B school and A school, I'll just in a top MBA college, if and only if your CAT score is very, very good. So right now, ensure that your CAT score is very, very good. These kind of questions come in later part, which is GDPI, and there are ways to tackle that. You can be honest about it, कि COVID was the reason or whatever was the reason that you were not very good at time management at, we are 16 when we are in class 10th, or we are around roughly 15 or 16. So we are not very good because this was a teenage time, but you have recently ensured, you can see that from my 12th standard marks as well as my college marks, that I've ensured that I'm improving upon that, and I have finally realized how to exactly prioritize my CATs. So that is something, but that comes later in. Right now, forget about your profile, forget about even if you did bad in your 10th or 12th or even in your college, academically speaking, and whatever even if you think that your profile is weak, throw those thoughts out of your head. Just focus on getting a very, very good CAT percentile. What exactly will ensure that is consistent practice, a lot of learning, conceptually sound, and you'll be good to go. सर, अगर कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स के नेशनल लेवल या खेलो इंडिया के सर्टिफिकेट्स हो तो एमबीए कॉलेज में एडमिशन इजीली होता है क्या? हाँ जी, दे डू प्रिफर कि आपका नेशनल लेवल और इंटरनेशनल लेवल में दे डू आस्क दैट. नॉट एवरी कॉलेज बट अ फ्यू टॉप बी स्कूल्स डू आस्क फॉर दैट कि इफ यू हैव परफॉर्म्ड वेल इन टॉप on a national or an international level in any art or culture or even sports. So that does have a particular weightage point when it comes to the GDPI process. So top A schools mean IIMs or something else? Because I've already answered, like when I said top B schools, I'm basically meaning business school. There is no top A school. Top A school might mean top art school. I don't know. How much time to invest on one quant question or one LRDI RC set if one is stuck? Nakshatra, very good question. दिल पे नहीं लेना होता है. It is very important for you to manage your time when you are actually giving mocks or actual CAT exam, because limited time है, 40 minutes हैं. VRC में 24 क्वेश्चंस हैं, DILR में 20 क्वेश्चंस हैं एंड क्वांट में 22 क्वेश्चंस हैं. सो रफली 2 मिनट्स से भी कम मिल रहा है आपको 120 मिनट्स से 166 क्वेश्चंस करने हैं. ऑन एन एवरेज 2 मिनट से भी कम है फॉर ईच क्वेश्चन. सो अगर 3-4 मिनट में वो क्वेश्चन नहीं बन रहा है तो उस क्वेश्चन के साथ लड़ना नहीं है, दिल पे नहीं लेना है. यू हैव टू मूव ऑन, यू हैव टू फाइंड समथिंग दैट इज़ बेटर एंड दैट इज़ मोर अटेम्प्टेबल फॉर यू एंड फिगर दैट आउट एंड जस्ट प्रोसीड. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू फिगर आउट अ पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, उसको ट्राई दो, उसको 1 या 2 ट्राई दो मैक्स, एंड देन बिकॉज देर इज अ टाइम क्रंच देयर, मूव ऑन. Vikas, I've already cleared your doubt. Sir, which stream to choose in MBA and how to decide? Now, we will try to share a video on that as well in subsequent sessions. But having said that, it depends entirely on you. Why exactly, like I said in the beginning, how will you actually be saving yourself from distraction is when your why MBA is very strong. Why exactly are you denoting the prime of your youth? Maybe it from 21 to 27 or 28, whatever your age life is. In your 20s, you are most energetic. इसका 3 साल, at least 3 years of this time, you're denoting to something. 1 year of CAT preparation and 2 years of MBA. So there must be a very, very strong why. Money cannot be the only factor. It can be for some people, but there must be a very, very strong why. So once you're clear on that, you will be clear on which stream to choose, because that will actually align with your career goals. And when it actually aligns with your career goals, you have identified that this is the something that I'm really interested in. It can be marketing, it can be finance, it can be consulting, it can be anything. Or you can figure that out later as well in your actual B school. But having said that, it is good to have a career plan or a career goal in mind, because the B school interviewers are also looking for that, and that will actually help you identify what stream to prioritize or which stream to choose in your MBA journey. Sir, I am in my BCom right now. From when I should I start CAT preparation to get best percentile first attempt, as I'm doing part-time internship along with college events? Like I said, Kashish, the best time to start is right now. So suggestions for profile building, like shall we focus on additional courses or internships or NGO volunteerings? Anything is fine as long as you're productive, as long as you are being productive about your time, that actually improves your profile. It can be any kind of work. It can be NGO volunteering, it can be internships, it can be certifications, it can be actual work experience. Actual work experience is obviously more priority, because you have actually gained some gained some corporate experience as well as worked on a few live projects. But having said that, any kind of thing that can make an interviewer feel that you have been productive about your work, about your time, is actually improving your profile. Is it possible to get in IIM with 8.86 and 8 profile? I have answered multiple profile questions above. You can just refer back or rewind to know that. Sir, कौन से colleges में लगता है certificates? I don't know which cert. That you can check on, but majorly all top B school मांग ही लेता है कि if you are good in sports or if you have achieved something on a national level, you can just put it up there in the form. But that is a later question. Right now, ensure that you get those calls, which is how we'll ensure that by scoring a good CAT percentile. Top ABM college. Agricultural business management is, if that's what you're asking about, that will be IIM Ahmedabad. What should be the skills and we can do which will help in building our CV and our profile? I've said that already, Ayushi. You can take up internships, and if you can take up an actual job, that will be much, much better. I think because the questions are getting repeated, I think Nakshatra, last question has, if we are practicing daily, then how much time to invest in sets and questions when learning concepts? Depends on you. Like I had said here in point number 6, how much time you can denote daily for your target percentile is something that you have to identify, and then fixate upon that, the practice that you're gaining. So it depends on you, but roughly a fixed amount of hours diversified in the different respective sections equally is something that you should be proceeding with. And after the questions, it's very important to analyze the mistakes that you also did, so keep some spare time for your analysis as well. Because the questions are repeating, I will try to conclude this session. So basically, I hope that there was a lot of things that you wanted to know and you got to know in this webinar. 7 things that you must know before CAT exam is something that I covered, as well as what kind of frequently asked questions that I have been seeing aspirants. Some of them were repeated again and again in the comment box as well. And having said that, I'll just try to give you a summary of the iQuanta course as well. So iQuanta has a lot of differentiating factors. It has dual pedagogy, and this time actually we have 200 plus 99 plus percentilers from just CAT 2023. So there have been stellar results on the iQuanta's dual pedagogy as well as the content that we are developing. इवन इन आई कैट देर इज़ ए आई इनेबल्ड मॉक्स जिसमें आपको एक्सेल पे अपना खुद का मेट्रिक ट्रैक नहीं करना पड़ेगा. एवरी थिंग विल बी अवेलेबल इन अ डैशबोर्ड. उसका यू आई यू एक्स इज़ ऑल्सो अवेलेबल इन अ लाइव सेशन दैट आई हेल्ड. यू कैन विजिट द आई क्वांटाज यूट्यूब चैनल एंड चेक आउट देयर. और आपको वहाँ पे मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती है. एंड प्लस if you'll hear from any of the toppers that we have, especially the 99.9 plus percentilers that we have this time, if they were scoring, let's say, roughly around 110 to 120 in ICAT mocks, or something very similar to what exactly they scored in the actual CAT exam. So that is the content relevancy that iQuanta has. And plus, obviously, जो peer to peer learning मिलेगी, because you'll be a part of Facebook secret group जहाँ पे आप you can actually prepare with people, so you will automatically have a study group to start studying with as well as prepare with. And 24/7 doubt solving is something that only iQuanta does. So there are a lot of differentiating factors. So if you're not enrolled yet, do enroll, because like I said, the right time to start your preparation journey is right now. Do not miss out. There is already a number system session held, the live lectures as well as application classes, and the feedback has been amazing. We'll try to cover that as well in subsequent sessions. And do not miss out on the subsequent webinars we have planned for you as well, because you might be getting a lot of information in these subsequent sessions. Some of might it be a bit less relevant for you, but having said that, and some of it will be a bit more relevant for you. Having said that, do not miss out on any of these sessions. You might get to learn a thing or two that you thought that were not necessary to know. All right. I hope the session was good and was informative for you. And yeah, start your preparation right now. All the best on your CAT preparation journey ahead.